Switch it to what you had it before though, because it's all messed up.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, are we... Oh, you're jacked up. Alright, we'll get that fixed in a second. But, now we are officially now on screen. You're still jacked up a little bit, but I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, this is going splendid, boys.
Blended.
I can't even move you now. That's because it hates you. I think it just hates you. Oh, wait. Oh, I moved the screen. Let me get out of this. Now you're going to be perfectly fine, right? Nope. Okay. We are, in fact, in copper. Maybe in copper.
The copper.
Oh, my gosh. There we go. Got it. Chill. We are now locked in.
Locked in.
This is a first for us, so yeah, this is definitely going to be a little different. Why does it look like that on stream, by the way? Let me just make sure. Okay, no, it doesn't. It just looks stupid right there. So, with that being said, we are live and doing great activities.
We're live.
Okay. All right. So, with that being said, welcome everyone to the Locked In with Drew and Wes podcast. What is going on? We have a lot to talk about. Definitely different setup, as you can tell. Also not a perfect setup because Wesley can't see me. So definitely not dialed in right now, not locked in. But with that being said, you can see Wesley, that's an important thing, and yes. So with that being said, Wesley, we have a lot to talk about. We missed out on instantly talking about the draft. Real quick, not even talking about the players, the experience as we were down at the draft. What do you think? What's your opinion? All of that.
For me?
Yes. What is your opinion?
Dude, the draft was awesome, dude. I've never been at anything quite like that. Like that was so many people. I mean, we waited hours for mom's spaghetti. That was
Yeah.
not great, but
Wait like 2 hours, and that was, I don't know if that was exactly worth it. It was all right, but
the first day, round one, dude, we waited like hours to get to the Lions pick. It was like midnight almost. It was like midnight when we got to the Lions pick, and they traded up.
yeah, and it was getting like, you could definitely tell that like, not that like the fans were getting like tiresome, but like it was just kind of like, okay, it's drawing out. Like how long they were taking between picks, as they do on TV, it feels like even longer in person. And then with that being said, it was still good, but it definitely, round one, how slow they made things feel, it was definitely
Yeah,
not preferred, but at the same time, it still was very cool. And
it was. Were you
I
part of?
right, and to be fair, I mean, like I said when we were going down, like when's the next time a draft's gonna be in Detroit? So let's go. Let's have the experience, whether it was good or bad. Pretty good experience. I mean, even with how many people there were, and
Yeah.
breaking records is pretty sick. So,
Mouse.
but
There's so many people.
it was crazy, and but honestly, they did a pretty decent job. You know what I mean? Down there.
Oh yeah. There was people that were saying they went to the Kansas City one last year and that we did way better job than them. So
Yeah, that's definitely good. Um, I I I think it was really cool seeing all the fans too, like the different, like we were talking to that Titans guy, and we talked like just seeing and also like reacting to like other fan bases and stuff like that. Like when the
yeah,
Packers traded out of that, I think that was the day two pick
yeah.
um with the Eagles. Like all the Packers fans were just like, "What are we doing?" Like all this different stuff about it, and
Yeah.
it was pretty funny. But anyways, getting down to the draft itself and what happened in the draft. What do you think about the Lions picks specifically first? How do you feel about that?
I think we smashed out of the park. We won't know until they play, you know. So, but Brad just always picks the best players available, and that's what we did. We have all linemen to step up for our guys who we can't pay or going to retire. We got Terrion Arnold and Rakestraw to help bolster that DB room, dude. Like, come on, those
Right.
guys. I think both those guys are gonna be really good, dude. We had like free picks, bro. It was like the first 15, 16 players were all offense, and we were like, oh, shit. All the good defensive players are still on, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that was surprising too. I mean, I knew this draft was gonna be offensive, but like, it was the 15th pick. Yeah, 15th pick. No, yeah, the 15th pick with Latu. I mean, to the Colts was the first defensive
Yep.
player, and even that was kind of a surprise because like I always thought too like Dallas Turner was being ranked over him, I but yeah, I mean, I personally looking at the draft, I think that a lot of people also were kind of criticizing the Lions with the fact that they traded up to get Teron Arnold, meaning like you gave up a third to move up. Like, is that really that great a value? And to be fair, now our cornerback one and cornerback two costed third round picks. You know what I mean? That's not day one. That's a day two pick. We didn't have a third round pick this year, anyways. We used those to go get one. Carlton, a guy who's proven, a guy that's gonna be more. He's gonna be better than a third round pick is the next season.
Yeah.
And then Tron, guaranteeing that, you know what I mean? Not because he probably doesn't make it to 29. I don't.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't make it to 29, and
Probably
the
not.
fact is you're looking at that and you're saying like the future picks we have aren't like we have no future picks. It's like Brad get he
Oh,
he spent really just like this year type of picks. Really is what he did.
yes, he did. He did.
Because looking at this, I did want to look up before the draft. I mean before the podcast about next year's draft picks. Yeah, we have our first three picks of like first round, second round, third round, our own picks. Then we have the Eagles fourth, our own fifth, and then we have the Jets seventh, and then we have our seventh. So that's just a lot of picks that you can move around, but also doing some quick counting, 2, 4, 6, that's 8 picks in next year's draft.
Yeah, I think we're doing just fine. I
And I
think we're.
mean,
I think we're just ready, man. I think we're ready.
right.
I just let them get the work in on this off season, dude, and then let's see what we got. Like, I think we could be walking out with like some seriously good players here. Like seriously game changing players. Giovanni Manu, bro. Oh, with our veterancy in the O line, he's gonna get coached so well. Dude,
Right.
he could become like a superstar type of player on our team, bro.
Hank Fraley has been like a very like unless you're really deep into the bag of coordinators and stuff like that, you're not really talking about him. Like really, if you're talking about coordinators, people talking about Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, but
Yeah,
Hank Fraley manning this offensive line that's been a top group, and then he's got guys that he's developing. I mean, you got not even this year. You got Sorsdale type of guys that are coming back in. You got then now you're giving him 6'8" British Columbian, like just absolute beast.
yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Specimen, dude.
And I mean, I don't know, I personally am not too worried about any of this stuff with it when it comes to like like value when people want to say draft value because Brad's opinion has been against draft value and it's worked.
Yeah,
Off ball linebacker and running back first round last year, everyone was calling the Lions completely stupid. And then to look now, and it's not that. These guys were big, at least definitely. I'd say definitely Gibbs. Campbell didn't have a ability to really sit in his role, so I will say that probably had a little bit, But besides that, for the most part, it was pretty good.
It was. I Campbell's play last year though, dude.
Yeah, the preseason he did some good stuff too. I mean, let's not act like when he was in his role and was able to be in his role that things weren't good, because they definitely were.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, this draft whole thing was a great experience for sure. I mean, I also just realized that the Twitch chat was not. It was on Madden still. Whoops, forgot to switch that. I thought I did. Anyways, with that being said, is there anything that you really saw from like the draft and you were like the picks? I mean, Penix was a big shocker. Was that? I mean, I guess I thought Latu was personally, but
yeah. I mean, you can see Latu being that, but then we watched Adonai Mitchell fall all the way to the Colts. I think they were later second with that.
Right.
So I don't know. They played the cards right on that. I feel like if they wanted, I don't know if Latu is your guy, but if you're trying to get a high defensive guy like that, I mean, that's what they went for, and they got another receiver for the young QB. So wasn't too mad at them doing that. Really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be on the line with like Buckner and stuff, so see how that goes. But
right.
Any like crazy picks? I mean, Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs is crazy. Like that's ridiculous. Xavier Legette to the Panthers. Hey, we'll see what he does, man. We'll see how good he plays.
Mm-hmm.
He could be pretty good for them. There's a lot of like we said, offense, dude. It was crazy. Receivers, Vlad McConkley, Ricky Parasale, like all these guys going like early, dude, just off the board. I know CJ Stroud was pissed that Parasale went to the 49ers. I seen that.
Right. Yeah, I saw that with him and Parsons on that draft show.
He was like, "Oh no, my guy."
To be fair, like, bro, they just got Diggs too. You know what I mean? Like what did you think was gonna happen? But
Bro, he just wants to be stacked.
That catch that I saw was ridiculous. I mean, that like one-handed grab, then he gets like, he goes right into contact, hanging onto it.
Double smacked, and dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. Nuts catch by Parasite. Yeah. Penix to the Falcons just still is rattling me because it doesn't make any sense. It's like you paid Kirk $180 million for 4 years, and now you have Penix for 5. So I don't know. That's just weird.
The funny part is, I saw this. A big reason why Kirk did not. Well, dogs are making their show to the pod. Well done. But with that being said, Kirk, but the reason he left the Vikings was a big, like, because they were very adamant on they were going to take a quarterback this year. So with that being said,
bro,
the Falcons probably didn't say anything. You know what I mean? He probably had the expectation that he was going to be the starter. They weren't going to take a guy to replace him. Wow. And now, hilariously enough, before the Vikings pick, they take a quarterback. That's just whack. Like, I don't know.
That is whack, dude. That's weird. Doesn't make any sense.
We are not even a full season into time with this new squad, and you're already having to deal with this stuff. That's not good in my opinion, but I don't know.
No, it is not. You're totally right about that. It's just not a good situation for them right now. It's It's gonna be interesting. We'll see.
Right.
It'd be crazy, dude. What do you think about? I mean, Eagles taking 2 cornerbacks. That's pretty interesting. And Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're probably also one. They probably went really good players because obviously, right? Those are great players. But I mean, Darius Slay is getting 33, 34.
Yeah,
Bradbury struggled last year in moments and is 31, 32. I think they're recognizing it and they're keeping those core guys still, those vets that they have, but now they're like, all right, we're seeing the slip up maybe not so much with Slay, more Bradbury,
yeah,
but then you're talking about that and you're like, you need to make a replacement because
yeah,
if you don't, now we're in an issue where cornerback might be a need for them instead of, and now you have maybe more of a situation like us where we're gonna have to rely on a Teron Arnold to, yes, he was a high draft pick, but he's a rookie. He's gonna be getting high volume snaps for this Lions team. I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to have those guys be year 2, year 3 guys when that ultimately happens, I guess.
right. I mean, I feel like Brad's really good at drafting guys that are immediately high volume snaps. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like with Panay, with a guy like Saint, with Brian Branch. We drafted Branch, dude, and Branch just shot out with Sam Laporta. Plug and play Laporta, put him in, get the rookie receiving record for catches. Like it's it's what he does. So I think Teron is going to be a plug and play guy immediately in my books.
Right. And I mean, he looked great at Alabama. Let's not like I'll real quick pull up some stuff. I think I did that video about it, and like he just was like the statistics he was putting up was like they were very good. I mean, they were exactly what you wanted to see, and he's not a. I mean, Rakeshaw is a small like he's not the biggest corner. Arnold more 6 foot 6'1", I believe. And with that being said, he is able to now him and Carlton are probably going to be focused on more of the outside guys, and then you have Rakeshaw, and then you also have
Vildor,
Vildor, and then I'm blanking on the guy we just got from the Raiders.
Amik Robert.
Amik, yes, Amik. He's a smaller guy too, so maybe he can give Rakeshaw a little bit more pointers on, hey, we're not. I might not be the biggest guy, but it's all about like where you position can maybe make up for your size difference to certain guys. I mean, to be fair, are we gonna feel great if Amik's on DK? Probably not, because DK's size and strength. You know what I mean?
I have Amik on DK, but no.
Right. I just think that it's it's a good move, and I think that Tron getting big snaps isn't going to be a bad thing because, like we said, Brad, this team, I will say, this regime does like to slowly bring people in.
Yes.
So I wonder if that's going to be a difference here. Gibbs, being the 12th pick, was slowly brought in, but also you had that guy Monty. I don't know if you're really going to say I have that guy Amik or I have that guy Vildor. And Mosley's health is going to be up in water, but until at least training camp to know what anything for a destination. So I'm wondering about it for sure. I wonder if they're going to be slow with him because cornerback. We saw what happened with Emmanuel Forbes of the Commanders.
Yeah.
He was getting like cooked by the fans. He was getting like it was getting kind of bad. Like how just like, and that's just killing a rookie's confidence in a position that is so confident dependent too.
Yeah. Very true.
So like I'm just wondering if they're gonna play it safe or if they're gonna be like, you know what, Tron, we trade up, we know you're that guy. Maybe he has a great training camp too, and that like solidifies it. But we're still stages away from that. We got to see what we hear from training camp. We got to see how he's doing adjusting to the new game, which he's gonna get in training camp. He's gonna really feel it from a top offensive unit in the league. So he's not getting it sugar coated in training camp and everything at practice. So I could see him definitely taking cornerback 2 snaps, and I'm not gonna be surprised if that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. But looking at, we talking a lot about Turan. We are more probably looking at like the big things that people are wondering about is probably the other guys, the guys that are less known. I mean, and
it went Turan, it went Giovanni, and then it went Vaki, right?
Rakeshaw. Remember, Rakeshaw was 2.
Shaw, and then
yes,
Manu, and then Vaki.
And I mean, I think a lot of people were. Some of these guys, I mean, besides Rakeshaw, Rakeshaw was touted as like a first-round pick, and I think that was great value. He was before he got injuries and started like falling down boards, but I think a lot of these guys were just kind of like when we were at the drafts, we weren't really super familiar with these guys. These weren't like the super touted guys, but I don't know. Looking at the way Brad goes at stuff, though, he definitely was like Manu. He's got an 8.83 raw score. I mean, you're looking at like Vaki. Vaki was a weird one in my opinion. Safety / running back hybrid is kind of crazy.
Well, he's gonna be able to play special teams. He's gonna be able to run the ball if needed. So he's good to have running backs. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And lost CJ. So Branch is probably going to play officially at safety with Kirby now, with Iffy sliding in there, and he's probably there to help them guys out too if needed, you know?
Right.
There's no Walker, no more CJ, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right. I get that. I think he was announced as a safety. And then I think the Lions posted that he was a running. I don't remember. It was like conflicting reports. You know what I mean? Because like the draft, he was labeled as this position, and then the Lions, when they posted about like, hey, we picked this player, it was as this like a different position. So I wonder how they utilize him. I don't think we need him, and I don't know if the draft capital really warrants a RB4, or I guess if you want to bump him over Craig Reynolds, whichever way you want to look at it.
I think he'd bump over Craig Reynolds. I think he's just there if needed. You know?
Right.
He can play the position. He's just a versatile gadget guy, you know?
Right. And, I mean, special teams is definitely valued by this crew. I mean, that's why Jalen Reeves-Maben was the most, the highest paid special teamer. So, it's just, I wonder how they're going to use them. Maybe the new rulings, maybe that came into effect too, of they're like, maybe they saw some stuff they can do with the new kickoff rules and stuff like that.
Maybe. You might be right about that.
I'm very interested in how they end up using him. It'll be very, because you don't hear a lot of hybrid players. I mean, yeah, at least being drafted as high as he was, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe we got ourselves a football Otani, but we'll see. That'd be, I mean, if we're talking about like getting to that level, that would be crazy.
That would be nuts.
And I mean, looking at the just the first round, I kind of thought was kind of, do you? I don't know. Do you like the pick of Brock Bowers?
To the Raiders? No.
Yeah.
That was probably pretty dumb. That was pretty bad.
They could have had any. That was pick 13. They could have picked any defensive player.
Yeah.
And they could have went. They lost Amik, and their cornerback room wasn't the best. Anyways, they could have went top corner and stole Arnold from us.
Yeah, or you go Dallas Turner and you go add him with Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins.
That would be that'd be terrifying. And you took Mayer like last year. So it's just,
No, dude.
I don't know about that. That it seems weird to me, but I that was like the pick. I was like, what are they doing? That was like that was a true what's going on here pick. Um,
You. That's just it. Yeah, it just like Raiders. What are we doing? Don't they have like who's their quarterback now for the Raiders?
Minshew, because they never took a quarterback because all of them went before.
They have Minshew.
Yeah, Bo Nix went 12. I wonder if maybe they were going to take Bo. I don't know. Maybe, but maybe there was like they don't love any of the guys that they were able to get, so they said we're not gonna get them. Because besides that, the fall off was pretty good. I mean, you had Joe Millen, but Joe Millen, I think what was he like a fifth, sixth round pick?
Yeah, he wasn't very high.
And he went to the Patriots, so he's not gonna. I mean, they got Drake May. He's not gonna be starting.
Drake May and Joe Milton, really Patriots?
Like, I don't think that's probably gonna be a plan where that's probably not gonna happen.
That's weird.
I don't know. That was kind of whack, and I don't know. We will have to. I don't think Joe Millen was gonna be like drafted for a starting position, but I just don't feel like there's a chance that he's going to start now. I feel like that's just basically done.
Well, unless Drake May shits the bed, but
And a Drake, I mean, you can have a Brock Purdy situation, I guess, and like Trey Lance, yeah, like, that I mean, history repeats itself, so let's not get too away from it. That'd be funny. I would love that. That would be everything and more. So
yeah.
Okay. But
all right. No.
You good? You good?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said something was going on. But anyways.
Go ahead.
More looking at, I guess, one thing I want to talk about, because I posted about it on my Instagram. This is not draft talk. This is more a did you see the new Detroit Tigers jerseys?
I did not.
I'll put them up right here on the stream because I have that set up. But these bad boys, right here, they're the Motor City Electric. Maybe can I share my screen? No, that's probably not gonna work because I'm showing yours. So, but anyways, these are these are the new jerseys right here. I'm showing off. These are
wow. They look amazing.
they have like the Motor City across the chest, Nike
really
logo, and then they got it's blue and black, and it's I mean, I don't know, a lot of people are saying that they didn't really like it. I don't really mind it, but I think it's pretty cool, but I'm not gonna say that I am I don't think I'm alone with that feeling. I think they're alright. I mean, they're alternate jerseys. You know what I mean? They're not the main jerseys. And I think I mean, some people were wondering. I saw like one person like, there's this encounter like, why are we doing the Motor City thing? It's the city alternate.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally like this. Like, I don't know. That was weird to me. But yeah. Well, with that being said, I think something that should be talked about is how bad my bracket for the NBA playoffs was.
Yes, you had a bad bracket out.
That was not exactly what we were planning on, because holy, that was a failure. Pulling it up real quick right now, just because I don't remember it offhand, but yeah. So I had the Knicks losing to the Sixers. That did not happen. I had the Bucks beating the Pacers. Granted, I think that one's kind of warranted. Dame and Giannis did not play very much that series.
Yeah, sad out for the Bucks.
But and then the Cavs. I did have Cavs being Magic.
Okay.
but I didn't. I had the Suns beating the Timberwolves, and that one I think that was the bad one. I think that was the biggest bad one.
That was bad. So yeah, KD, D-Book, Bradley Beal.
That was not exactly the best. No. The Suns, like, even though like the games weren't like uncompetitive, they were close games.
Yeah.
It just felt like the Timberwolves were always in control. And
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is literally gonna be. I'm saying it right now. He's competing to be top player, like top 5. You gotta say top 10, like player in this league right now. It's nasty, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing the Timberwolves team versus Nuggets team. Game 1 was crazy.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the level of play, how the teams were just trading buckets, but also it wasn't like there was poor defense. There was runs of hot offense, runs of like, okay, now we're showing like how defensive these teams really are.
Yeah.
And Anthony Edwards, I mean, hot start. I think he had like 28 in the first half. Like, it was crazy.
That's
He was going just nuclear. It was dumb. And I don't know. I am definitely gonna be tuning on this series every single game. But like some of the other ones, I was like, this is probably done. So you know what I mean? Like, this one's gonna be probably 7, and it's probably gonna be a competitive 7. If it's not a competitive 7, it's a very competitive 6. Where it's like,
yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Makes sense. Makes sense. How match those and how strong those teams are, you know. Because if Ant-Man, yo, watch out, man. That's gonna be scary. Bro, be out here like MJ's missing son, dog. Oh,
I saw you said like
the day.
he didn't like that comparison. He's like, but because like he thought it was disrespect. I think it was like a respect thing, but
no.
I know people. The Bucks winning the championship, bro. Damn it.
Do you really?
That's what I had in my bracket.
Bro, come on.
Fuck. All right. Not great. Not great stuff. Definitely not what.
Oh, Drew, you failed the bracket bad.
Yeah. I don't know. That was really bad, actually. Like, I don't know. That was not what I thought was gonna happen. And now I look stupid. So with that being said, this is definitely a weirder dynamic, I think, than us being on the couch together.
Oh yeah,
doing this type of thing.
Yeah, I don't want you can't see you, so.
Yeah, that's the problem. I gotta figure out why that's not doing that, and
it's fine. It's fine. We're getting through it.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're gonna do the live stuff. We might have to wait a little bit more on that, just because maybe we picked a bad time, but a lot of a bunch of people were saying they were gonna tune in. They were not able. I don't know if they're not able to tune in right now, but that's totally fine. But the whole live experience thing we were trying to do here was definitely for the fact that we could have a little bit more engagement. We could ask a little bit more questions to the audience, but
right. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right, but yeah. Also, I got a random thing. I also got to figure out. We got up to 88 subscribers. Got to figure out what we're gonna do for the hundo. Probably sounds stupid.
Oh yeah, we gotta do something for the hundo, dude. We'll do something for the hundo.
That, I mean, I don't know what yet. Maybe
on Spotify.
What?
On Spotify?
No, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. But yeah. Anyways.
What's the other side of the bracket? What is the other side of the bracket?
The other side of the bracket. That was. So we're talking about the west side.
Mm-hmm.
The west side I had. So basically, I have the Thunder going, and losing to the Mavs next round.
Okay. Really?
And then I had the Suns versus Nuggets, and I thought and then the Nuggets were gonna win that one, right? And then
Yeah.
I had Mavs versus Nuggets for the Western Conference Championship. And then I have the Nuggets winning that. Wow. The East side, I have the Celtics making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, meeting the Bucks there. And then the Bucks beating the Celtics, and then the Bucks actually being NBA champions. So
Again.
I didn't make a. I was gonna make a TikTok about how terrible my bracket was, but I never did. I mean, I don't know. Too much pride, maybe,
That'd be fun.
because it
Maybe.
was. Oh fuck! That was, like, I don't know. That was just not. I I don't know. I didn't do like the popular picks. I feel like
Oh, the Suns are making it to the second round.
I don't
Bound.
know. I don't know why I underestimated that fucking Timberwolves team so much, bro.
Oh, you thought they were terrible. You doubted Ant.
I don't. I thought Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD was strong enough fucking star power. Let's get through the first round.
Nope. Nope. Not
I don't
anymore.
know.
He's
I
been
don't know, bro. That's whack, in my opinion. And
not
now Devin Booker can return home if he'd like to.
yeah.
And I don't know.
I'll
The
tell you.
draft, bro. The draft lottery is next week. So that would be next week.
Okay. Okay, bet.
That's gonna be a thing where we're gonna have our hearts broken again, or we're
Yeah.
gonna have a great time.
Who do you want? Early draft pick. Whatever pick. Who would you want to try to get at that position?
Any pick, I'm probably looking at Sar, dude. Like that's
You want
that's BPA in my opinion, and I just think that
you like so
unfortunately, unfortunately, we're gonna get Victor Light instead of Victor.
right. I know that we looked at them before and we were wondering about this draft and we were looking up the best players. We were watching Cody and Sar and then some other power forwards and whatnot, but
Right.
so that's really who your favorite is so far, Sar, out of these players available. Do you like him for his time? Do you like him for what he does?
So I like his versatility. I like him being 7'1", being able to handle the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
his shooting isn't like probably Victor's level maybe, but it's still there. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
think he's got the range. I think he can like hit it from the 3-point line, but I don't think he's got the pulling off from half court or logo stuff like Victor was doing late this season.
Victor just has a catapult, dude, and just pulls it thrown in.
It's crazy. That stuff's whack to see. I'm not gonna lie. That's just whack. But I
Ridiculous.
don't know.
Needs to quit. No more.
And and it's just teasing us for not getting
Oh,
him.
just teasing. Just teasing, man. Gosh, we could have been the best team in the league, bro. You know,
Yeah. Instead, we are here with. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad
or
with Asar, but we worst record, bro. Like worst record.
trying to hit the lottery to even get stars, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We
The worst we can do is 5. The problem is,
oh no, we're gonna get another J 90.
bro, if we fall to 5 again, that would just because we've been higher in the odds and we fell to 4, fell to
Okay.
5, and we do it again, dude. Like, what are we doing? Like, yes, I understand that we got Cade not too long ago, right? But at 1. But like, we're just getting like the worst possibles. I feel like sometimes, and it's just like,
Right.
and a generational draft like that. I'm not mad that we didn't get 1 as much as I would have wanted 1. The fact that we dropped out of top 3, which honestly, like, I know like Scoot hasn't had the best rookie season,
Yeah.
but still, like Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller would have been probably a solid fit.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have reminded Brandon Miller, but
He's not the sorry, he's very defensive, and he does still have his offensive abilities, and he's very athletic. But Brandon has that he's got that 20-point game per game score like future in him that like I don't know if a Sar really has. I feel like Sar is probably his ceiling of scoring is probably like 16, 17 points at most.
Yeah.
But I mean, he does a lot of stuff. I mean, he definitely does. He's probably gonna be top for forwards and rebounding most years. He's gonna have his great defensive stats.
Yeah.
But also looking at his shooting, I mean, there's not many guys that, I mean, I want to be optimistic, but there's not many guys with how bad he shot his rookie season that come out and ever become really knockdown shooters.
Right. Right. You're not just gonna become like this great shooter and do all that other stuff.
Right. Like, it's not like he was shooting bad. He was shooting horrible. Like,
Yeah.
it was like beyond anything that you can really like even say. Like, he was like being left open all the time. He was fucking court spacing for Cade. You couldn't even really want to play him with Cade because he's just like, yeah, he could be in the lob spot, but you're still holding a guy in the paint. You want, like, really with Cade, you want all that space in that on that court. You don't want you want to be able to have a rolling big like Duran, and then that's really what you're looking at. That's going in the paint. Him and you're attacking, and then you got kicks, and then you got your motion after that. If it's not going to work out with the initial drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that, to be honest, this Pistons team, and I love these guys, right? Like, I don't want to get like it wrong that I don't like the players that are on this team, but in all seriousness, right? I think these players are good, but these guys are like just not matched well, and I think that's part of the reason.
They're not. They don't seem like it. That's for sure.
I mean, like, Cade and Duran's a good fit, or Ivy and Duran's a good fit. Obviously, you have the ball handling and like a great role man.
Yeah.
But even like Duran's defense has been pretty questionable, and like you're looking at the court spacing with Ivy. Sometimes he's on, and you're like, yeah, this guy could literally play with Cade, and then he can't. There's the times where he's like not hitting, and you're like, okay, like it's too consistent of inconsistencies with a lot of players with this team.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean, dude. It's a tough problem to have right now. But do you really think getting Sar fixes that? Like,
no, but I think that at the place you're at, you can't go for fit when you're at this level right now. We're at a terrible spot,
yeah,
and at where we're at, it's where, like, I've heard the stuff about Tobias Harris this offseason, and like getting him on a cheaper deal just so we can get a solid guy at the floor that at least can space the floor for Cade, an offensive option, a guy who can create, and that's great. But like with how we're at, I just feel like that's good, and we need to stack good players. But I think we need to do more like Fontecchio players, and that's probably what Tobias Harris is, probably a higher level Fontecchio. So I don't mind that. But after the deadline, players started to make a little bit more sense on this roster, I feel like, and the basketball looked a lot better.
Yes.
Compared to what it was before, because you had Killian. You'd have a lineup of Killian, Cade, Asar, Stu, and Duran.
Yeah.
Or even if you had Bogey. Nothing about that made sense, because yes, so Killian would need to have the ball, or his value was diminished because he couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
And you want Cade to have the ball. Then you have Duran, who can't shoot. You have Stu, who has gotten better, but let's not say that he's like dominant to the extent where you need to go out there on him all the time.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at Bogey, who's a defensive liability.
Yep.
Yeah, like Knicks fans after that trade were like, I just saw them all over Twitter, like just getting so mad at like Burks and Bogey's defense, because yeah, like offensively they're not too bad, even though they do kind of take some dumb shots, but like yeah, defensively it's a problem.
It's a problem.
And all you need around Cade, you need shooting, and you need defense. And we haven't found the ability to get both.
No.
And now you have, then you had to play your cards of, okay, do you take Bogey out and put Asar in, but now you court spacing is disastrous.
Yep.
Even if you put Ivy in for killing, which was what should have been happening.
Off the bench on this team. No wonder we're bad, dude. Like, Wiseman doesn't play any better either. Like, that's terrible. And he can't, you know what I mean?
Right. It's definitely an issue. It's
a lot of these teams have like shooting bigs now, dude. You're talking about the Minnesota team. You're talking about Denver. You're talking about, if you want to say Tatum's a shooting big. You know what I mean?
That 4 spot, you need to have a guy who can hit if you're not going to have a 5 that can hit.
Karl-Anthony Towns can shoot threes. Naz Reid can shoot threes. Those are both guys on the same team. And Naz Reid plays good defense. Like, that's just how you need it now. Embiid can shoot threes. Jokic can shoot threes. Like,
well, even like the Pacers with Miles Turner. You have, Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez with the Bucks. You have like these. You need the
Evan Mobley with the Cavs. Like, he can hit some shots.
Right. It's this team is. It just feels like we're behind in a lot of ways, and it's needing to have a rework. The new president of basketball operations that will be brought in, hopefully one makes the right decision on keeping or getting rid of Troy. Hopefully. And then same thing with Monty, because what I've been told is, or what I've been seeing is that he will have the ability to manage hires and fires. So with that being said, we could have a clean slate next year and have neither, technically, if that's true. You know what I mean? Yeah. Real quick, I have a question. Would you right now, basketball operations guy, would you rather have that guy, one, keep things as there is for one more year, dismiss of one of them, or dismiss of both of them and have a complete slate? It's kind of tough.
I would probably just dismiss Troy Weaver and then see how that goes. I wouldn't just immediately dismiss Monty after that contract in just 1 year, you know.
Right.
Because like Dan Campbell's first year went 3 and whatever, but they also had the right GM with them too. But
right.
For them to improve that, so that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe you probably get rid of Troy because Monty wasn't part of Troy's plan, and now Monty's in on Troy's plan now. You know what I mean? So maybe get somebody on the same page with Monty, or who knows Monty, or somebody who can help create him a system that he knows how to run. That's how I would probably do it, or want them to do.
Right. I had this shirt about Monty and all that stuff. And I definitely don't have a high opinion on Monty, but no. I won't say that he's got the tools. You know what I mean? Like you said, like
bro has to put Wiseman out there as a starting center. How could I blame Monty Williams? Like, I would be like rolling. I don't know. It's just really tough team to try to play with. I feel like you said, if Asar was not so butt wiener at shooting, we might be all right. Asar is very bad at shooting. So even when you want to put him out there as your 4, and then as your 3, and then your 4, it is not really shooting either, and your center's not a shooter, and then now your 3 is not even close to shooter. You're not gonna win in today's game, bro. Today's game is threes, man. You gotta be like, come on. We gotta be like real with ourselves with this. Like, oh yeah, Darren's a physical specimen, and Asar has crazy defense, and oh, Stu is improving on his shooting. No, bro, we need knockdown shooters, 40% consistent people, like that are gonna make those shots that are open, and then we need
Right.
because every other team has them. I'll tell you that right now.
Right. I like the roster he was given. It had like you have your pros, and then the glaring cons
The
of
gla-
these certain players, and it's
gla-
just like, what are you gonna do when you have Alec Burks, you have Bogey? Like you can't run those two really. But then offensively, it's a pretty solid duo. But then you have like, then you're like, there's two sides of this court, and now when they go on defense, we're totally screwed.
Totally.
I don't know. I definitely have played around with the ideas of like different lineups that could have worked, but even then, like Grimes, we got Grimes. Grimes could not buy a three after coming off his injury, and he's still great defensively. But the whole
Yeah.
point of getting Grimes was that he could be that 3 and D guy, and like Fontecchio, he was an upgrade defensively from Bogey, still could hit that knockdown three. Like those additions, whether they worked or really not, I think Tech definitely did work out. Grimes didn't get a whole lot of work to really say
Yeah.
if that did or not. And looking at how Bogey and Burks have done in New York, I can't say that those guys are like I think people have definitely overvalued those guys. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I
People
think
are
Troy himself did too.
people have been overvaluing Bogey, dude. Like, come on. Like, oh, he was never a defensive guy. He's giving you 20 points on a bad team. Like, come on. It's not that crazy. Like, he's not. He's just not. He doesn't
I don't
play.
know if he's a starter on a playoff caliber team. That's why he's on the bench for that
No.
Knicks team, which he's out for the rest of the playoffs, so with an injury.
But
But
like, you see what you just said there? Like, he was one of our better players. Like, bro, this is not a roster you could have won with, dude. I don't think any way you put it, you're not winning with this roster. There's two teams, too many good players, too many good young players. Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, all those guys, dude. Like,
when those teams around those guys make sense, unlike Cade's.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Halliburton has a lot of like he's got Matherin, he's got Miles Turner, he's got honestly a guy that I really kind of wish would be a Piston would be Obi Toppin. To be
yeah,
honest, I think he's a guy that you can use off the bench and maybe with how the roster is right now as a starter to really he brings that lob threat that can shoot and
yeah.
his defense isn't like elite, but his defense is something that you have to like, I mean, respect. It's not terrible. It's not bogey level defense. It's an average defense.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. That's definitely he would definitely be a good fit on the team, but I don't know, dude. There ain't much else you can really say about it. It's
And it's frustrating.
just bad. You're gonna have to see what's gonna happen with the draft and where we get placed at their pick and see who we go with. See if they're letting Troy get another stab at her, huh?
The problem. I'm sorry, yawn. But the problem is like the draft's not that far away.
No.
I don't know if I can really say that it's a good idea to get rid of your general manager
I don't know.
with that amount of time away from the draft.
You probably don't, but
But at the same time,
are we
I'm
gonna?
not gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna see like Troy. We were taking another player that's like, oh, we Cody Williams is there, and we're at 3, and he really wanted, and he was supposed to go 1, so we take him. And then Cody Williams can't shoot, and then we're chalked like that. You gotta pick a guy that's gonna be that guy. Like you have to, and at this spot, or else you're just gonna go through the same thing next year. And it's probably not going to be that much more improved. You might win like 20 something games next year, not 15. Maybe 20 if we're lucky. I don't know, because you're basically just running it back. Hopefully with Tech, hopefully without Wiseman, but we're going to see Wiseman again. So I don't know, dude. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not. this is gonna.
It's like the
That's,
sad podcast ever, bro. We're just like talking so much about the Pistons and how sad and bad and terrible we are.
yep.
Pretty bad.
It's and then like we're watching all these playoff teams doing well. I don't
Yeah.
know. I I don't know. It's whatever because luckily the Lions are gonna be a very successful team and hopefully a Super Bowl next season that we can be very happy about.
So we're gonna be right in the races with the Lions. That's for sure.
But at the same time, I mean, I don't know how I feel. I mean, the Tigers are doing well, but they're also I don't like they're not like world beaters. Like a lot of the young guys, like Spencer Torkelson, he's been really ass, like all time ass hitting wise. He doesn't have a home run yet in the season. That was his whole fucking thing when he was drafted, and this is I don't know. So this team had like that team is getting better, but we're still like not exactly. I don't know how I feel about it. Then you got the Wings, and the Wings are getting and they're closer and closer. That playoff miss definitely hurt. Would have been really awesome to sneak in. I think the morale would be a little different.
Yeah. That's
Even
for
if
sure.
you lose first round, like you probably were going to either way, but getting playoff hockey would have been something that especially coming off the run that the Lions had, just would have been good for the fans.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know that the sports in Detroit are definitely looking up, especially with the Lions, and then I think that the Tigers are looking up. I think the Wings are definitely emerging, and I think that the Pistons only way is up from where we are. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's
So
how things are. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We gotta get Cade some help, or if we don't get Cade some help, he's gonna leave, and that I'm gonna have to throw that. I'm gonna have to sell that. I won't throw it away. I'll have to sell that. No, but I don't know. I the Pistons talk is really
oh yeah. It's bad.
very depressing. I don't know, but yeah. And the dogs again continue to make their mark on Say Podcast, and it's great. I don't know. It's kind of funny editing it out, and also sometimes I like to leave it in, but
Do you?
like a little bit I've left it in a little bit, not like a ton, because I don't want to like people with headphones to like not want to watch because of that exact reason. But at the same time, I don't want to like it's kind of funny sometimes. Like certain if it's funny, we keep it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, I got you.
But with that being said, over an hour pod, definitely a different way of we'll have to get used to this new setup. Not exactly ideal. We're definitely gonna have to get used to. Not I gotta get you to be able to see me. That's problem.
Yeah. I wish I could see you. That'd be nice. I'm just looking at like this blank screen with like a symbol and a camera marked out on it. So.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what it's. Maybe it's mad because I'm using the OBS with it. I'm not sure.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I think this was a quick pod to get out episode 11. I think that we're going to definitely when Wes is back, we're gonna shoot one and then have a lot back to the couch, back to the OG style. But we might end up doing some of these because Wes might be on the road. When things are going on. I mean, with that being said, that we're still gonna be doing podcasts, of course, and bringing that locked in experience for everyone. So
even if they don't come out at some point.
right. I mean, if like we missed a weekly one last week, we're gonna get this one up. Well, like we're gonna keep doing the podcast. Unfortunately, the week is definitely going to be a tough thing to maybe always hit, especially with scheduling. I mean, both of us got stuff going on, and with you, especially with how you work, varying in locations, it's definitely not the easiest thing to really schedule out. But anyways, guys, with that being said, let us know down below what was your favorite draft pick first from the Lions. Sorry for the depressing, the just so depressed talk about the Pistons. We just kind of got going on that, and it just not a great feeling.
Yeah. No.
But
kind of got it out, you know.
Yeah, right before the lottery, I shouldn't have brought up the lottery, and we should have just let that go. But and moved on to a different topic instead.
But we're fine. Come on, bro. I'm done. I'm walking up now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe are you gonna be back for the lottery's the 12th? Will you be back?
No, we'll be in Tampa. It's the 12th.
That's Sunday. Just this week, actually. Never mind. I was wrong.
Oh, Sunday. That started the next week, but yeah, the weekend. Yeah, the 12th. I'll be. What time is it at?
Like, I believe it's around 6. I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, I won't even be able to see any.
Well, then I will probably be doing a solo reaction of the lottery. I don't know if I probably won't live stream it. Maybe we will. We'll see. But what we'll probably do is at least have a recording and then posting it. Either Heartbreak.
It's gonna be Heartbreak.
I did a poll on my Instagram and I was like, what do you think? And it was all 5s, bro. Like, everyone said it was gonna be 5th pick. So.
Oh, we're just making it actually happen too. Oh, it's terrible.
But hopefully this means that we're not that we're manifesting it, but because we were so talking about being the first pick before.
I know.
Like last year, so now that our expectations are so low that you can't really disappoint us. We're already at 5 in our brains. So,
yeah.
But
big sad.
We'll see. Sunday, like I said, might do a live stream, might not. We'll see. And that'll be hopefully a great night. But likely not getting too hyped up, so the hopes don't break my heart. So anyways.
Right.
But like I said, guys, that might be coming out, and I got some videos I think I'm gonna work on. But the NBA playoffs, I might do some little breakdowns of some other teams.
Yeah.
That'll be some fun stuff that I can do. And yeah. So anyways, with that being said, guys, thank you again for checking out the podcast. Like we said, gonna try to come out with as many as our schedules can allow. And we will always be we'll continue to do this podcast, whether it's a weekly thing or the schedules make it maybe once every 2 weeks, whatever it'll have to be. But with that being said, guys, like I said, thank you for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Peace. I gotta turn off all the streams.
We're still live. Turn off the streams.
There we go. They're off. I also didn't use the ending scene.
My phone didn't do that bad on that.